So no impound, no no Mr. B's buying a repossessed car.
Yeah, when they do have his VIN number, they can trace anybody through their VIN. So you're the dumbass. You don't think
how do they do that? How do they trace somebody through their VIN number? How do they do that?
When you buy a car, it's registered automatically with the state.
No,
it don't matter if you. Yes, it is.
No,
you're a dumbass if you don't think. Smoke another one, you fucking idiot.
Use another
you're a fucking idiot, buddy. If you don't think they know.
Mr. B. Oh, that was fun. I get these people think that I'm supposed to just listen to their fucking horse shit. I don't know where they get this idea that I'm just supposed to listen to their horse
Actually,
shit.
I found out.
They have a VIN number reader that they go around and do shit with. What if you're in a vehicle that isn't yours? What if the vehicle you bought secondhand off of someone else?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So now where's your fucking VIN number tracing? Right? I just bought this from Billy Bob over in the next town. Right?
Yep.
There's actually like abandoned vehicles, like if they're not registered with the state, and a tow truck driver gets called out, the tow truck driver doesn't get paid by the state because it's not registered by the state. It's not the state's property.
So now that I've explained those scenarios to you, Mr. B, that is not going to be a way to trace that at all because of the fact in the scenarios that I just mentioned. Private sales, my friend, private sales. So again, you're full of horse shit again. You make stuff up in order to have a point, which means that you don't have a point because you had to make up stuff. You see, do you understand how that works?
Cognitive dissonance.
It's like so that you can believe that Captain Hook was real. You made up a story that your brother-in-law was an FBI agent at that incident. You made that up just so that you could believe in your fairy tale that much stronger. Now, whether you believe the tales that you tell, that's another story. Nobody here believes it. So how do they trace a VIN number onto somebody if they've bought the car through a private sale, Mr. B? Ton and indoctrinated now. Be nice, sir. Jesus. So I don't know, but and I've said that before with people. They make up shit. And if you got to lie to make a point, then you don't have a point. That's all. That's it. That difference. That's it. There's no ways around it. And this is why when you catch NASA on their many times of lying to you, that they would, if they were legitimate, there would be no reason to lie. Correct?
I don't lie about shit, idiot.
You don't.
No, my brother-in-law was an FBI agent.
No, he was. I don't give a fuck if he was. He wasn't at the Captain Hook incident. He didn't.
Oh, yes, he was.
Shut up, Mr. B. You're telling tales again. Nobody believes you.
I don't give a shit. No one believes your fucking stupid rhetoric. Half of it is retarded. That man will get caught, and they will take his car and impound it, and they will auction it if he don't pay the fees. That's what happens. Sure. And what would you do if you had your car impounded and I bought it? Would you come and take it from me?
My car impounded.
Well, what would you do if you did? Would you come and take it from me? I asked you a question.
It's an irrelevant question, Mr. B.
No, it ain't. I asked you a scenario, but you won't answer.
A hypothetical question that has no bearing in reality because the
what would you do?
Could never happen.
Anything could happen.
Oh, so in the hypothetical, well, then I would hypothetically blow your fucking brains out and take my car back.
You'd have a hypothetically hard time doing that.
No, I wouldn't. Not at all.
Oh, what? What would you do? Get your car back? Go to jail?
Anyway, Mr. B, with your bullshit that you tried to run again about the VIN number. Okay. So
even with private sales.
Shut the fuck up and listen to the question, you dumb nut.
I'm not dumb.
You are extremely dumb. Everyone
No.
that
Hey,
has ever been
so-
on here that has ever spoken to you says that you are the most retarded person they've ever heard.
But they're too pussy to say it to my face.
No, we're all saying it to your face. No one is going to
Hey,
drive
Mr.
a little
B,
hovel.
Mr. B, you're fucking dumb.
Where are you at? I'll come. I'll come
Nobody,
to you and see you say it.
Sacramento, California.
nobody is
man.
going to
You're
come to your
fucking
little
dumb.
hovel. No one is going to come to your hovel and
You're
I
mentally
don't live in
challenged.
a hovel.
Yeah, what's up, everybody? Much love to everybody.
Hey, what's up,
What's up,
Kane?
Dave?
What's up, man?
Much love.
So no, you tell some of the most ridiculous bullshit stories
That's
that
your
I've ever
opinion.
heard.
Don't
No,
matter.
it's not an opinion, dude. I mean, come on.
It's like you say the Earth's flat. You don't have no proof.
No,
There's
no,
plenty of
because
proof
that's
that it
actually
ain't.
demonstrable.
It's none of my-
That's
it's
actually
none
No,
of
it
my
ain't.
demonstrable,
business.
Mr.
It's
B.
none of my
Yes, it is.
business. Hold on,
No,
let
it
me say
ain't.
something
Yes,
about
it
it.
is. Absolutely demonstrable.
Mr. B, I've met you once on Dave's, I think last time. I have a pretty good memory. I remember you because of the praying mantis, and you showed us a ring. Remember that?
Yep.
I remember that.
So there again,
You're always
Mr. B,
starting some fucking weird shit, bro.
what if it's a private sale and you don't register it? Then what do you do?
They still know where it went.
They do. How?
Oh, they do.
How? You can't just
put
say,
down-
oh, they do. You have to have something how they do. How would they? If I went and privately bought a car, somebody's got a car sitting out there in their yard and it says for sale and they want $1,500. And I walk up and I give them $1,500. They give me the fucking title to the car and I just roll.
And you send a copy of the bill of sale,
No, I don't.
and everything to the state.
No. I don't send anything to anyone.
I do.
Then what?
So, Mr.
they
B,
have
you
to.
are right. Like when you register your vehicle, the VIN number is on there. But if it's a
No,
private sale,
even when
how
a private
could-
party sale, you have to send a copy of the title, who you sold it to the state. And
Why-
by the way,
why
you can
does-
sell up to
why
4
does
cars
a-
a
why
year.
does a
You
state-
don't have to.
why are
You
we
don't have
mixing?
to.
Why are we mixing private and public here?
Yeah, you don't have to.
You still
I've done
have
that
to.
At least 10 times. You don't have to do that shit.
No,
No.
In my state, you do.
Who
No,
who says you?
Who said? Yeah. What if I don't?
Yeah, you don't have to. Only your daddy government tells you you have to, and you fell into the belief that you had to do that. So you
It's
did
just
it
like when you sell a car, the
you're not
inspection's
smart
no
enough-
good.
Because you're not smart enough to think for yourself, so you did
Oh,
it.
I think for myself.
Yeah, that's what
You don't.
tell
You don't have.
That's
to,
what you tell
don't have
yourself.
to. Yeah, but technically, you don't have to do anything. You're just coerced to do it, or some way.
Yeah.
You're thirsty, so you have to drink.
So well, let's go with this. I go and I buy Billy Bob's truck for $1,500 cash, and I don't register it. Now, how does your VIN number thing work?
What
They'll contact
happens
the
if
previous owner, and the previous owner will tell you who they sold to rather than go to jail themselves.
What if I never told the
There's-
guy who I am? What if I just
Why
said,
would
hey,
the tow
I like
truck-
that truck? I want to buy it. And he says, well, that would cost you $1,500. So I say, well, here you
And the
are.
tow truck driver takes down the bins too, by the way. They know who towed it.
Well,
they won't get
hold
paid
on,
though?
wait,
They won't get paid to tow it.
When did we ever get a tow truck involved here? You're talking about.
He's assuming that because you don't have a registered vehicle with the state, it's going to get impounded. But I'm just like, who's going to pay the tow truck driver?
That's right. And we
The
just
guy just said on the stream that video, he said call tow truck driver.
Yeah.
When we were kids,
He said, who did he say
So
that? Hold on. Who did he say that to, Mr. B?
I didn't pay attention to that part.
Well, I did pay attention. He said that to his wife, who then got on her phone and started looking up tow truck drivers, right? Right.
Yeah.
So if that's the instance, if I call a tow truck driver to tow my vehicle, who has to pay him, regardless of whether it's registered or not? The person that called them, right?
Yep.
Okay. So your shit again holds no water.
And the tow truck driver, if he did tow it, took down the bin.
Well, the tow truck driver didn't tow it. And if he did take down the VIN and the car is not registered, then how does that tell them who the guy is?
What'd he
and
get
where
away
lives?
with? He just got.
Wait a second. You didn't answer my question.
They'll still track him.
How?
You can't run from the cops, buddy.
How
It's-
would they
can't.
track? How would they track him?
He's going to keep driving. That's why.
How
They'll
would
find
they
him.
track him?
Believe me, they'll find him.
How would they track him?
Huh?
The cops are
What do you
pretty
mean,
fucking
huh?
retarded.
That's the
The
fucking
cops
question
are
I've
pretty
been
fucking-
asking you that you
the
can't
cop-
answer.
Okay,
Mr.
okay.
B, the
Look,
cops are not
you're
fucking-
right. This time he got away with it. But someday that fucking cop, I'm not retarded. Someday
Yeah.
that cop will see him again and find him.
Some would argue that.
Yeah.
Not you. I never said you. But
Hey,
listen,
I'm actually impressed by you, Mr. B. I've never met anybody like you.
I'm saying,
So-
look, the cops.
I'm impressed.
The
So,
only
Mr.
time they're
B,
gonna do a thorough
What-
investigation,
Just
most of the
another
time they don't even
bootlicker.
Fucking investigate.
I'm not a
any of this shit.
bootlicker.
It's
so
only
here's
if
another thing that you didn't take into account either, Mr. B. If indeed the car did get towed and the car did get impounded, you can go get it back out of the
Yep.
impound.
Yes, you can, but a lot of people don't.
No, most people do. Most people
Well,
do. The only
You'd be
people that
surprised how many don't.
No. Most people do. Most people do. Otherwise, there'd be a lot of people walking around without vehicles. Okay. You're just really so fucking hung up on your enslavement that it pisses you off when people have found how to not be a slave. And since
Really?
you
Take
cannot-
your plates off, buddy.
since you can't figure out how to do it or are too ignorant.
You can't
to
either,
learn.
evidently, because you got your car registered and insured, you said, because you don't want to be harassed by the cops. So take yours off. Prove yourself.
Mr. B, you notice that I'm not angry about it either. I'm not
Take your plates
angry.
off.
Hey,
Do it without it.
Mr. B,
Why
notice
would
that
you-
I am
I'm not angry about it. you're
Notice,
too much of
yes,
a
you
chicken
are
to do
very
it.
angry about it. You're
No.
so angry about it that you make up fucking lies.
I don't make up lies.
Yes, you do.
No, I
That
don't.
was
Prove
another
it.
one right there. That was another lie that you just told by telling me that you don't make up lies.
I
That
don't.
was another fucking lie.
Big deal. I buy cars and flip them. You can buy
No,
five,
you
up to
don't.
4
No,
a
you
year in my
don't.
state.
No, you
Oh, yes, I do.
No, you don't.
I sold the Audi TT and I bought a Chevy Impala last week. I'll drive
you
that
did.
a couple months and sell it. It's
You know
sitting right
why?
in front of
You know
my
why?
house.
You know why? Even though that's possible, I don't believe you. Do you know why I don't believe you? Because you lie so much that
No, I don't
just
lie.
assume- yes, you do. You lied again just now.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, and again.
You haven't proved I lied, buddy. That's your
Yes.
opinion. Your opinion don't mean shit.
No.
Just like I don't, you can't prove the earth is flat.
Mr.
There's
B.
plenty of pictures of it overhead. You lie
No,
there.
there are no
Prove
pictures of it.
yourself. Yes,
There-
there is. You say they're
Where?
fake. Prove it.
Where is
Oh,
there?
hey, you're, as you call the fake station, is going over the earth all the time showing
Yeah,
pictures.
well,
Prove
that's
it's
what they
fake.
tell
You
us.
can't.
That's how do you know that's real? How do you know that?
How do you know it ain't?
Well, probably
You
because-
don't.
Yes, I do. Yes,
You
I
think
do.
you know.
Because if it was real, they wouldn't have to fake it all the time. And then
Why
you
would
thought that-
okay? You I've asked you this question. You've never given me a straight answer. What would be the logic of them saying the earth is flat when it's really round? What would be
Well,
the logic of that? There is no logic.
Wait a second.
To
Wait a second.
enslave you?
What is the question again? Ask that again.
If the
What's the
world
log?
is really flat,
It's always
why
a
would they
stupid
say it's
question.
round?
Well,
Yeah.
we've gone
There is
over
no
that.
logical reason for it.
Okay, yes.
There's no
there are many.
friggin' ice wall around the
Wait a
earth.
second. Wait a second. You're getting ahead of yourself right off the bat. So your question is, why would they lie? Is that what it is?
There's no reason to.
No, there isn't.
Nope.
There's no
Why do you
reason
lie?
to.
Why do you lie? What's the reason you
I don't lie.
That's every word out of
You
your mouth
can't
is a lie.
think of one.
You think it is. You can't prove it
Hold on.
is.
You can't think of one possible reason why they would lie about the shape of the earth.
Nope.
Really? All right. Well,
Nope.
let me give you just a short little list of some of them. Okay. I'm
You
gonna bring this
posted
up.
that list
Shut up
before. It's
now.
stupid.
Now it's listen time, alligator. Okay. Now
an
it's
alligator.
listening time. Yeah, you are,
Yeah.
because your mouth is always working and your ears don't. Okay.
Listen to the teacher. Hey, Mr.
So
B,
let's
listen to the
take
teacher.
a look. This is a little thing that says, why would they lie about the shape of the earth? Okay. Well, one reason would be perhaps to hide free energy, to hide the creator, to hide your spirituality. One of the most important ones to me, hide more land. Hide more land. What if resources are not limited? What if this artificial scarcity is just that, artificial. Huh? Hide scientific knowledge, hide what's in Antarctica, hide that you're at the center of the universe, and hide that you're special. Those are just a few of the reasons, Mr. B. There are many more if you put your brain to work, but you won't. You'll wait for someone to tell you what they are, because it's the only way you obtain anything is by someone telling you.
Dave, I have a really good one too, which it kind of both of you guys could probably understand this, because it's not about a flat or a round or anything. It's about what's been proven in neuroscience. I've already mentioned this a few times on here with the magnetic fields and how I was generated through the mind. So really, maybe the shape is made through the mind either way.
No, I'll tell you why.
Because some sort of like a holographic.
Hold on, let me tell you why, even in a holographic. All right. Because a globe is scientifically impossible due to the fundamental and basic laws of physics. It's that simple. It's that simple. It is scientifically impossible.
Yeah,
Can Mr. B describe gravity?
A lot of new
there's a childhood cartoon that you remind me of that actually came to life. You fit it perfectly. You remember the cartoon Commander McBragg? You kind of look like him too. He had a beard and mustache. I think you watched too much of that.
I don't even know what you're referring to.
I'm not sure, but hold on. I have something good to say to Dave. So pretty much like I do appreciate what you're saying, because none of it makes fucking sense, because it's all bullshit. And if you think about it, right, it's a logical fallacy to not believe the Earth is round and then base that on physics that you're being told. Because now you're going to mainstream theory in order to prove something that's not mainstream. So it's like, how do you even believe any of that? None of it really makes sense. So either way, it's just a bunch of shit. I think it's been created in order to divide and conquer people and get people arguing like this.
No, here's what it is. People have known, because it's obvious, for thousands of years that the Earth is a level plane. Okay, the Aristophanes story is
for thousands of years. In Hermetic principles, they say the universe is mental.
I understand that.
Stuff like that. That's what.
All right. Saying. What we do though is, whether it's a holographic reality or not, we still have fundamental, basic laws of physics. Do we not? Within this reality,
all this shit's a logical fallacy if you think about it.
No, not really. Because my two favorite things,
it's a fucking simulation or something.
Within the simulation, there are still laws, physical laws, that have to be observed, that cannot be broken. Okay. One of which is that you are never going to have a fucking ball of water floating in a void, sticking to. I mean, the whole thing is just stupid in its whole. A lumpy space vacuum.
All of it's
where balls of gas. Balls of gas formed together in a fucking void. Are you shitting me?
That's what I mean, Dave. None of it makes sense, bro.
Well, so that's just it. It's scientifically impossible. It is absolutely scientifically impossible.
Cage.
Yeah.
Have you looked into crater theory?
No.
Do you follow London McLovin?
No.
All right. So that guy's onto some shit. He's onto something. I've been doing this flat earth thing for like 7 years, bro. But it's always like, okay, so what now? What next? What's next? What's after that? I realize it's flat, space is fake. Yes, I got that. I've been doing this for a while. What now? What's the next thing? I'm telling you, follow London McLovin on YouTube. Mm-hmm. He's onto some serious next truther shit. I've never heard anybody talk about what he's talking about, honestly.
That's interesting.
London McLovin.
So the whole thing of it is this, okay? And I've got, again, M balls in here. What's the law of QF27? I don't know what she's talking about a law, but there's something about a nonstop flight that only takes 12 hours that goes from Santiago to Sydney, Australia. If indeed this flight actually exists, They are going a straight path across the flat earth. And if they are doing it in 12 hours nonstop, then the plane has a capacity and speed greater than what's being told. Those are the only two solutions, because you're not on a ball. You've never been on a ball. The ball is
But here's another
impossible.
plausible thing. Though.
If indeed you were on a ball,
But
floating
here's
through a
another.
void,
Hold on.
if
Dave.
indeed you were on a spinning
No,
ball
I do agree with
floating
you. I don't
through a
believe-
void,
I don't
then
believe
you
in
would
any of
have
that.
to demonstrate to me
But I'm
and
saying
to
here's
everyone,
Yes.
you would have to demonstrate to me curvature first and foremost. And secondly, you would have to show me a demonstration of a gas pressure system in a void without containment. Without those two fundamental demonstrations, your globe is nothing more than the rantings of a lunatic.
All
Dude,
right,
they
what
Obama,
hold on. What's that,
Joe Biden himself could send you up in a space shuttle and you'd still call it say and look at the earth
There's
yourself
nobody
and
going
you'd
up
say it
in a
was
space
fake.
shuttle.
Okay,
Mr.
enough,
B,
man.
nobody's
Hold
going
on.
up
I
in
was
a
actually
space
You
gonna
would
say
say you
something to add.
you're right. They won't take a civilian up, but if Biden himself called you, took you up, you still would say they knocked you out and took you up there and it was fake.
All
You
right,
wouldn't believe it if you saw it with your
Mr.
own
B.
eyes.
You
You
know
know
Mr.
what?
B,
If
have
I
you been to space?
if I actually did see it with my own eyes, if I could rise to a level where the horizon actually drops below my eye level, then that would absolutely start to make me wonder if maybe I were on some kind of either a cylinder or a ball. But you know what? None of that ever occurs. Even at 35 or 40,000 feet, the horizon remains at eye level. If you were on a ball, the horizon would drop below you. Okay.
Uh-huh.
In 10 miles of distance across the ocean, there should be 66.6 feet of curvature that would obscure any object beyond that. So you would see
I
nothing
wonder
that
why
was
it's
any shorter than
66.6.
60 feet. Okay. You would
Oh,
not see
Dreamland
anything
goes
I wonder why
shorter
they
than
smoke
chose-
another
60
one.
feet.
I wonder why
Yet,
they chose that.
Dave.
yet we
Dave.
can take a telephoto lens or a telescope and bring objects that are further than 10 miles away, proving that there is no hump of water obscuring anything. We can see Chicago across Lake Michigan. We can see mountains way far away that should not be able to be seen because they would be
You
completely
can go to Lake
obscured by
Michigan
curve.
from one end and roll to and sail towards Chicago, and it will get larger.
Of course, yes, it will. That's called perspective. But at that distance, you shouldn't be able to see the skyline at all.
Okay, yeah, Dave. But earlier you were saying, you're saying the plane has to be traveling faster or something in order for this time, and there's only two options. What about the third option? It's all being simulated through the subconscious mind.
Oh,
This is why the
I do have a
brainwashed
third
fucking-
option. I do have a third option. The flight doesn't really exist.
Exactly. It's all within the fucking mind being simulated, projected outwards through the
You see,
subconscious
this
mind
is,
and the
this is
collective
all people
subconscious.
need. This is all people need to believe something. They'll show you some shit where they have an animation telling you that they're landing some shit on Mars, and everybody's sitting there looking at computer screens, right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, when it touches down on the simulation, all the people stand up and clap and they high five. And that's all the verification people need that really happened. Even those people at the computer monitor, even though they've practiced this on a simulation several times, how do they know this is not another simulation?
Exactly.
They don't.
Exactly. I do agree with you, Dave. And think about it like this, right? So you condition people in that way. And it's like, when you have enough people agreeing upon something, then that becomes reality. And
Well,
that's,
that's the whole
it
thing.
works through
People don't want to have to think. Okay,
Yeah.
they rely on other people doing their thinking for them.
because
And
that's
so
how reality is
through a
formulated. They
deception
know. They
It's a
know
deception.
that's
It's
how
a
it
deception through perception.
works. Yes, exactly.
And
You
those
see?
that like to name call and say things about other people whenever they think they are not saying it to their face wouldn't say the same because they're cowards when it comes right down to it, aren't you, Mr. B?
Nope. Hey, I look at it this way. When you say you drive around with your piece of shit old rotted 70s Ford with
I'm
no
not
plates, the
sitting-
cops just don't want to
I'm
fuck
not
with an old
sitting in
lady.
jail. I'm not sitting in jail. I'm not. My truck isn't impounded.
Oh,
Your
I've
old
bought
old
it
rot
up
box
since
Ford.
I've been thrown out of courtrooms. I don't mind arguing with somebody that thinks they're smarter than me, or telling them off and
My
standing. their
dog's
ground.
smarter than you.
Apparently not, because he
Yeah.
has you for a fucking owner.
No, it's actually a woman.
Hey,
It's actually a female. She's a
Your dog
bitch.
would have ran away by now. Your fucking dog would have been out.
Nope, my
So
dog's right here.
gone.
Very smart.
She's probably on a ball and chain, y'all. She can't
Nope.
get away to save her life.
Do you have
Nope.
to tie a pork chop around your neck to get the dog to play with you, Mr. B?
Nope, she loves me.
Yeah,
Basically, what we're
force her
saying
to.
is everything that we're telling you are things that you have the right to do. Why are you paying somebody else for
Yeah,
permission
right.
to go down the road? You
Why-
don't have to.
Why
You
are
have
you
the
so in love
same
with
right.
your-
We're not just saying this about us. You're on
It ain't travel.
unalienable rights.
It's driving.
not travel.
It doesn't matter if you're traveling or you're driving. I don't care, because you drive cattle in a pickup.
Yeah, what are you gonna do if you hit somebody? You couldn't
Well,
afford to
then
fix their car.
What do you mean? What are you gonna do? What would you
Without
do?
insurance, if you hit me,
Yeah.
you're gonna
Okay,
pay for my
okay.
car.
In
Right.
maximums, listen, in maximums of law, if you go back to the maximums of law, if I'm out in public and I run into you, I can say, oh, excuse me, how much is it going to cost for damages? I will pay for that. Or if you run into me and you go, well, hell, I ain't giving you a damn dime. It's not my fucking fault you got in my way. Well, then
Nope,
I am
nope.
stuck. Then I am stuck to go about my way and pay for my own damages the same way
No.
you are. Oh,
No,
yes.
you would
that's
pay
the
for it. You
maximum
would pay for my
law.
damages. You hit
No.
me,
No,
I'd
I
make you
wouldn't.
pay.
No, I
Well,
wouldn't.
Very
Yeah, I
well.
would.
Very well.
I'd take your
Mr. B,
house if I
Mr. B,
had to.
Mr.
No,
B,
you
you would
won't.
be well within your rights. You would be well within your rights.
You would have to prove I did it on purpose
Hold on a
with
minute.
malice just
Even
to
an accent.
defraud you.
You would be
Hey,
well
Mr. B,
within
is
his
that
rights.
is that what you tell girls when you want to get laid?
Mr. B
I
would
will
be
make
well
you.
within his rights to
Mr. B don't sleep with girls. He likes to bend people over.
I will make
Sorry,
you
guys.
by
Well,
force.
actually,
So he would be well
actually-
within his right. Okay. Now listen, he would be well within his right to seek restitution for the damages. And
Yes.
it would be and
But
then
he
it
would,
would be
in
up
order
to
to
a- it
do
would be
that,
up-
under,
let me talk. Then it would be up to a court, a jury, whether or not you were liable for those damages. Okay. So there, Mr. B, there's your answer.
and
there.
he would have to prove that
Secondly-
I ran into him on purpose.
Secondly, you would also, if you were wise and thought insurance, it would be wise for you to carry some kind of liability insurance just to be around that. But the state has no right to force you into a contract with private insurance companies
right.
or anyone else for that matter. Now,
See, I
my
look at it
biggest
this way.
question to you,
You
Mr.
can
B,
become a bonded driver, dumbass.
my biggest
Hey,
question
hey, I'm
to
not
you,
dumbass. Because if she hit me, my insurance would fix the car, and then they'd go after her legally. They would.
well,
if
there
they,
you go.
I
Then
don't
what
do
the
a thing,
fuck are you worried
and they
about?
would get the money.
Then
And
what
they
the
would get
fuck
the
are
money.
you worried about, Mr. B? Then what in the fuck is your problem? What is the problem then? You
They will
just
get the
you
money.
just told me right there what would happen if you hit me and you don't have insurance. You just answered that question.
If you
Didn't
didn't
you?
have insurance
Yes.
and you hit me,
just
my
an-
insurance
you
would sue
just-
you,
You just
and they would get their money.
good. You just answered your question then, didn't you? You just answered your
how
own
many
question. So
times
now
have
you
you-
know what would happen, don't you? Okay. Now, my big question to you is this. Why would you fight so hard to have people be under the same yoke that you wish to be under? Why does that anger you to a point where you wish that bad things happen to them?
Because
Why does
he's
that
an
bother
owner,
you so badly?
not an ox.
Now that's the question I want to know. Why do you suck a boot so hard that you would
No, I
be
don't suck
angry
boots.
at other people who don't?
No, he deep throats them.
No, I don't deep throat shit, bitch.
So, Mr. B, can you explain that to me? Why that would irritate you so badly that Dreamy, my son, and several other people around the earth and here in this country choose not to engage in that federal corporate system of slavery? Why does that upset you?
Because we make
Misery loves
control.
company.
Well, let him answer it. Let him answer it.
I'm not gonna fucking answer.
So, Mr. B, why does that upset you?
It don't upset me.
Well,
I just
then why
laugh
the
at when I
fuck are
buy
you
their
all the ti-
cars.
Then why in the fuck are you all the time talking shit then?
calling me a bitch. You wouldn't even say
Why
it.
in the fuck are you all the time talking shit about it then? We've clearly proven through documentation, through demonstration that there
What did
is
you
a-
prove? That guy didn't get away with shit. He'll drive again. He'll get caught
Wait
again.
a
He didn't
second.
get shit.
Hold on. What did you see? Did you see a car get towed? Did you see a man go to jail? Did you see any of that occur?
Yeah,
Did
because
you
that was
see
a cop
any of
that
that
didn't do his
occur?
job.
Do you
Did
know
you
why?
see
Do you
any
know
of
why
that
the cop
occur?
gave
Mr.
I
B,
see
that's
100.
not what it-
Why
just
don't you
shut-
show the
Do you
videos
know?
where they do get towed? Because 90% of them do.
Do
No,
you know
90% of
why?
them don't.
Do you know
Uh.
why he got the tickets? Did you not pay attention? What did the cop do? He first tried to contract with them. Second, he
Oh,
said,
that's bullshit. All
shut
that
up.
contract
I'm
bullshit.
talking.
Whoa,
You can
whoa,
show a little respect instead of your ass.
Oh, I know you're an ass, but that's beside the point.
No, you are. Now,
So-
the second thing he did, the cop threatened him. Third, he handed him an invitation to go to court. Do you
An
think the guy's
invitation.
going to accept the invitation?
Yes.
Well, what do you think those tickets were?
Hell go to court.
He will.
The
I've
ticket
actually had a judge say that court is voluntary.
is an invitation.
It's voluntary.
That's
Anybody,
right.
yeah. You can pay the ticket to plead guilty through mail. But you know what's hilarious? And the only reason why they did not tow
Why
that
is-
car is
the
the
guy is
answer's
not
quite because he had
guilty.
kids in the car.
Oh,
Because
shut
believe me,
up.
they
Shut
didn't
the
want to
fuck
deal
up,
with it.
Mr. B. Right the
You're
fuck now. Just
stupid.
shut the fuck up.
Say
You
that.
are so full of shit. When in the fuck have the cops ever give a goddamn shit about somebody because they got their goddamn
right.
kid or their wife or any other thing? Fuck you.
Campaign against police violence.
You are
Video
about so
to
full of
cops
shit your eyes are brown.
Standing right near a shooting where a 5-year-old was shot in the head and did nothing. Talked to the girls in the car that he had pulled over at the same intersection at the time of the shooting. Didn't even give a shit. Then they wanted his video without compensation, so they went to Google behind his back to try to get it. So you know what? You're not as smart as you think you are. If cops gave a damn about children, there wouldn't be a dead child in the United States.
In their training, Mr. B, I've actually seen it. And they tell them, they say, you have to be willing to shoot a grandma and to shoot a child. And if you're not willing to do that, then don't even come back to training tomorrow, because the most important thing is that you get home safe at night.
I forget
Does
what
that
year,
sound
but
like
a
people
few
that
years
give a
ago
fuck
they
about kids? Does that sound like people that give a fuck about kids? So your whole thing right there, you use so much speculation, Mr. B. It's not even
cops
the reason
backing
they
up
didn't do nothing.
CPS too.
The reason
without
they didn't
court
do
order.
nothing is because he had his kids with him. Oh, bullshit. They don't never give a fuck about none of that.
Oh,
They're
there's
Yeah,
cops that
CPS.
do.
They are
and-
trained, Mr. B. They are trained psychopaths.
Uh-huh. Not
Yeah.
all cops are bad.
If you look at the difference in what we have going on with our cops right now, with all these police officers, they've been being trained by Israeli
Yep.
intelligence
Yeah,
and
they go
put
over
on
to
our
Israel.
streets.
They
And
go
a
to
lot of
Israel.
people are oblivious to that fact. And that's why we're seeing what we're seeing. It's like a war zone in places.
Yep.
Not all cops are bad.
Well,
I
that,
didn't say
that may
all
be
cops were
absolutely
bad.
true, Mr. B. What
I
in the
said it's
fuck
their-
has that got to do with? You still
You're
haven't
an
answered
idiot.
me as to why you get so fucking bent out of shape when
I don't
people-
get up bent out of shape. I just think
Yeah,
it's
you
funny
do.
as hell.
You get so
Believe
bent
me,
out
if
of
I
shape,
got
you
mad,
make up-
dude,
you
if you
make
want me
up-
mad, I
Mr.
can show
B,
you mad.
Mr. B, you made up
Nothing.
fucking lies telling us that like you got some kind of a business selling repoed cars that you go get auctioned, that they're all taken from people because they didn't
You
have
were
a
saying that
driver's
shit
license.
last time too.
I mean,
remember
you're so
But
full of shit.
they-
Your eyes are
No,
brown.
believe it or not,
But
I hate to tell you
listen,
something.
I don't
A lot
believe
of
it.
nothing.
in my
nothing,
in
hold on,
certain
listen,
states, they take your car and auction it if you don't have a license or
No, they.
insurance.
What certain states do they do this in, Mr. B?
Tennessee is one.
No, they don't.
Pennsylvania. Oh, yes,
No,
they do.
they don't.
Tennessee. If you
No.
get pulled over for no
No.
license in Tennessee, they
No,
take your
they do
vehicle
not.
and auction it.
No, they do not.
Oh,
Who
yes, they
pays for
do.
the tow truck driver?
Nobody does that.
I was
The
sick
state.
and got.
No,
I
the
was
state
sick.
does not.
The state,
I was sick and in
but it's
Tennessee
not
and put my car in
registered.
and the tow truck took and held it for me until I got out of the hospital. So not all tow truck drivers are money grubbing pigs neither. But you know what? The cops were there so they could take and load my car up safely.
Over here.
You know, I got to answer one question. I got to tell you,
So, you know,
Barbara asked, I
if you
sure
talk
hope I don't
about
have
good
kids.
cops, I would say that those were good cops doing a good job that night. They were
Hold on, let me
making
say
sure
something too about
the
this
tow
fucking
truck loaded my car up safely. When I got
The
out of the
tow truck-
hospital, the tow
we're-
truck
we're on
driver
that.
gave me back my car, and I didn't have to pay a dime. So
Well,
there are
I'm
good
not-
people out there.
I'm not
I
sure
believe
if
that.
the-
And I
I'm not
think
sure
that
if
I'd like to
fucking-
think there's more good people than bad people. But when I listen to you about how much you love to buy stolen cars, read your state codes.
It's not
My
stolen.
state code specifically says
It's
that
not
anyone
stolen.
that takes a car,
Hold on.
somebody's
What the fuck do you mean it's
automobile,
not stolen?
without their permission,
What the fuck do you
has
mean it's not
committed
stolen?
auto theft.
What do you
Yeah.
call it when someone takes another's property without
There's no
monetary
ifs.
compensation by force? What is that
Exactly.
called?
Well, I'll
Yeah.
answer that just a second.
No,
Barbara said she hopes
answer it
I
now.
don't.
What is that
No,
called?
no, one question. I'm going to answer someone in chat first. Someone said, I hope you don't have kids. Hey, Barbara, hey, guess what? My girlfriend's knocked up, so I will be breeding a Mr. B into the world, a baby.
boy.
So how's that bite you, bitch?
Yeah.
And why? And how's it stealing? It ain't stealing. They got
Yeah,
their
it
car
is.
impounded. They didn't pay the fine. They
Wait,
put
wait,
up
wait,
for
wait,
auction.
wait. The car was stolen.
And
Why?
wasn't
How do
stolen.
you know?
Government
How do you know it
agent.
wasn't a mother with
Hold
a
on,
couple
Dreamy,
of babies?
Dreamy, let me do this just a second. So if someone takes your property and does not compensate you for it, takes it against your will, what is that called?
They
Mr.
weren't held
B.
up.
That's called theft. Is that correct?
Nope.
It's not.
It's not.
So I could just go up and-
Wait a second. Let me ask
Wait,
something.
no,
So
no,
if
no,
you,
no.
if,
Hold
I'm
on, wait a
asking you.
second. You just
So what do you
said-
call it? What do you
Hold
call
on,
it?
no,
if,
no, wait.
So there's no
I want
laws
to get this
against
straight.
running
I
drugs.
want to
There's-
get this straight first. Okay. So then if I just came to your house and just got in your car and drove it away without your consent, that wasn't theft.
That's different.
Why is that different?
Well, wait a second. So if you
No,
were,
no,
if you got pulled,
no. Why
no,
is
it
that
different?
Why
If
is
you
it
are
different?
using your car for committing a crime,
What
like
crime were they
running,
committing? What crime were
people
they
had-
committing? Driving without a license is not a crime.
not all. Oh, actually, it is. But
No, it's not. A crime
yes, it
requires
is.
a victim. Who's the victim?
you know, hey, you know,
Who's
it's
the
on
victim?
the books.
Who's the
It's
victim?
on the books.
Who's the
You
victim?
are because you are
How?
God,
because you
you're
have to have a
fucking retarded.
license to drive.
Hey, Mr.
Wait
B,
a
you're
second. Well,
fucking
I'm not
retarded.
driving. I'm traveling. Driving's
And-
an
and-
act of
and
commerce.
driving.
Mr. B, you are fucking retarded.
Hey,
So-
you're an idiot too, buddy, because states require driver's license. If you run a car with drugs,
Hold
that's
on.
committing
Wait,
a
wait,
crime.
wait,
You guys
wait,
like
what-
this
What's
shit,
the
dude.
driver's
What if you
license
have-
for, Mr. B? What's the driver's
to
license for?
operate a motor
You guys
vehicle.
fucking love this shit.
No, it's so
Listen.
that you can engage in commerce.
No.
That's
Listen,
why
this
it's
whole
called-
tow
that's
I
why
want to
it's
say
called-
something for a second.
Hold
The whole
on.
tow truck people, it's all ran by mafia over here. You can search it up. It's crazy here. They literally do hits on each other and shit for the tow truck shit.
I hate to tell you,
But they-
some cities have their own tow truck. They don't have a tow company come in.
They work with the fucking cops and they work with the mafia. It's all mafia ran and shit.
Some
No,
Oh,
that-
cities-
very low
so
use
what you're
of
saying
words.
is, so wait a second. So wait a second. So if I
Very
was running
low
cocaine in my
vocabulary.
car, if I was running cocaine in my car, and I arrested
You're
for
engaged in an
dealing
act of-
coke.
You're engaged in
should-
an act of commerce.
No,
if you're-
wait a second. If that ain't comrades selling cocaine, smuggling
What?
drugs.
Yes, it
If I
is.
was, no,
Does
yeah.
anybody hold on? Wait a second. Do people smuggle drugs in a vehicle for free? Do they do that for free? Do they do that?
Sometimes
for
they
free?
smuggle it for their own use.
Yeah, sure. So you
No.
think that people are going to smuggle 50 keys of fucking cocaine for their own use? They're
Well,
just
let me ask you
doing it
something.
for free.
So if you got arrested for taking 50 keys of cocaine,
Yeah, I
we're
was
just
engaged in a-
using this scenario.
Well, yeah, now
We're just
you're engaged in an act of commerce, though, so that doesn't have anything to do with what we're talking about. We're talking
Okay,
about
you
a
call
right to
commerce,
travel.
call what you want, but if you were arrested for hauling 50 keys of cocaine,
That's not
should the
driving.
state-
That's not traveling. That's a totally different charge. Has nothing
okay,
to do with what we're talking
whatever.
about.
Well, it's still if
Has
they took your
nothing to do with
car,
what we're
if
talking
they
about.
took your car
Yeah, you go to
and
jail.
sold it at auction, would you call that stealing of your vehicle?
Yes, absolutely.
So even if you went to jail for 10 years, you should be able to walk right out and say, "Here you go, Mr. David. Here's your car back. Enjoy your life."
Yep.
They should store it for 10 years.
No, I would have it taken to my home or in care
No,
of
no.
a
What if you
relative.
didn't? What if you lived out of your car? What if you actually you
Well,
didn't have a
what if-
residence?
What if aliens came down and fucking probed you up the ass? You know, I mean,
No,
what,
it
all these
don't. It
what
don't work
ifs?
that way.
You got
It
all
don't
these
work that
goddamn
way.
what ifs that you keep coming up
The
with.
state's
that don't
got
hold
laws.
shit.
The state's got
So,
laws.
now,
If you
as
get your
I
car
was
impounded
thinking-
for that, they sell it.
All right, so now let's get back on topic. Okay, back on topic, and the topic was traveling, not smuggling cocaine.
Traveling,
Okay.
driving is
Traveling.
not driving.
No,
traveling
no,
is on
no.
foot,
Driving-
an airplane,
driving-
bus. That's traveling. Operating a motor
No.
vehicle is
No.
driving.
No,
You can
driving
twist the
isn't-
dictionary all you want. When you put your foot on a fucking gas pedal, it's driving. You fucking
No, it's not.
wannabe
Driving is-
fucking.
no.
You're a fucking idiot. That now I'm
No,
fucking
no,
getting
you're the
mad
idiot.
because you're
You
talking
guys
like a
love fucking telling
retard.
idiots.
Yeah.
When you put your
What
A
is
proud
Okay.
idiot of the system, yes. A proud
Hey, let me
idiot of the
ask you
system of
something. Let me
slavery,
ask
yes.
you something. When I
Mr.
put
B.
my foot on my accelerator on my
A
truck,
proud idiot of the
it's driving
system,
that
yes.
truck.
Well, you're a truck driver. That's an act
You
of
got an
commerce.
angry
You
It's
are
slave.
still
driving.
driving. You
Yeah, no,
fucking
it
Ladies
is.
and
You
gentlemen,
are
we have an
driving.
angry slave.
Mr. B, you poor little angry slave. When you drive your truck, you are engaged in an act of commerce. When I go to see Aunt Tilly
Hey,
across
don't
town
say
for
there's
tea,
no commerce. It's operating a
Ladies and
fucking
gentlemen,
motor
we've got a
vehicle.
really
No,
angry
I'm fucking
slave.
mad. You fucking 2-bit fucking pie-headed cunt.
Why are
I'm
you
mad.
so
You are
angry?
mad. You
Act-
got mad. You
I can't
fucking
tell-
retard.
What
why
part
are
of-
you
why
angry? Hold on,
Only
wait,
an
everybody
angry-
shut up.
Because it's
Everybody,
not driving.
everyone shut up. Everyone shut
It's
up.
driving.
Now, why are you so upset, Mr. B?
Because you're talking like a retard.
No,
When you
this-
operate a
the
vehicle,
act-
you're
Mr. B,
driving.
Calm
It
down.
ain't traveling.
Calm down, son.
It's okay. Though you
It's okay.
I'm
it'll
not
be
my,
all
you
right.
ain't my father, you fucking idiot.
All right.
My father ain't a retard.
Well,
you just need
you
to
sure gave birth to one.
Yeah, that's your opinion.
Dave, can I
You're
talk
one
for
of-
2
hey,
seconds?
you know, I'm
Just
gonna
one
go
second,
because one of you motherfuckers are idiots.
1 second. Mr. B, when I'm going over to Aunt Tilly's and I'm using my personal property as a means of conveyance to Aunt Tilly's house,
No,
I'm,
that's
shut up and let me finish,
driving.
or I will throw you out. So that is, am I engaged in an act of commerce by going over to have tea with Aunt Tilly? No, I'm not. I am
Yes, you are.
traveling.
You're burning gas. You're
It
driving.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter
Yeah.
if I'm burning gas or not. I am not engaged in an act of commerce. Driving
Yes, yeah.
is an
You're-
act of commerce.
Nope.
Yeah.
You're driving in a car.
This is the actual legal definition of driving is an act of
I don't
commerce.
want to hear it. Go
Well,
pound
of course
salt.
you don't want to hear it because you're fucking wrong and you
All
don't
you
like
have to
that.
do is read the definitions in the United States codes. You will get them, and then you can read the same codes in your state codes. When you are going to your mother's house or your daughter's house or whoever's, you're not being paid by anyone. So how can
No.
you compensate anyone for something you ain't got?